my channel. My name is Jen, and today we are going to be sewing up the Itty Bitty Bowler Bag from Sew Yours pattern. It's so cute. I used all waterproof canvas from Backside of Water LLC. They're brand new, so go check them out. It's got a slip pocket here and a double zip pull. And I simplified it. It's just a big old space to store all your goods. It is a smaller bag, but it's super cute. I show you how to do a binding in a really fun way. That's not mine. I got it from the Rosy Sling pattern. I'm not at Threads. It's the exact same method. So come with me as we sew this bag. I'm going to be sewing on a Juki 1181N, and I'm going to be using Tech 70 thread from Saya Swag. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, and a sub to the channel would be awesome. Let's get started. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to start with our two connectors and our two D-rings or triangle rings. I'm going to put a strip of DST, which is, mine is from Weft and Warp. They're good-ass tape, and it really is good-ass tape. I'm going to put that right down the middle of both connectors. And we're going to fold the connectors in around the Deckable Light. I have Deckable Light on here to give them a little more grip when we sew them into the bag. So we'll do that on both of them, and then we're going to top stitch down both long edges. Alright, I have my stitch length at a 4.5. I like to do these at this stage because I tend to forget about the connectors, and then I either go get to that step and I completely forget about them and then have to redo them, or I just go and forget about them entirely, which you don't want. So get them out of the way, get some hardware out of the way. All right. Connect these guys. And then I just like to put a little, instead of, oh, I got all my double-sided tapes there. Don't need all of them. Instead of basting them at the bottom, which you could do, I just put a little DST on the back, and then have trouble getting the DST off. Totally normal. And then we're gonna fold them in half, and I'll throw a clip on them. Throw a clip on them just so they stay where they're supposed to stay. All right, we can put those guys to the side. All right, let's move on to our flap. I'm using this, it's all waterproof canvas. The whole bag is gonna be waterproof canvas, but this is from Backside of Water LLC. They just started, and they have a whole bunch of really cute prints, and this is a panel. And I never seem to find a panel that is small enough to use for something like this, so I'm excited to use it. So we're going to start with the lining piece. We're going to have two of the flat pieces. We're going to put the exterior off to the side and go on the lining piece to install our magnetic snap. And we're going to go, I found the centers, tops and bottom of all my pieces. And on the flap, we're going to go 1 inch up and make a mark. And then we're gonna grab our male portion of the snap. So that's the outie. And we're gonna make our slits. And I also, even though this has Decaville light on the back of it, I always like to add another little scrap of Decaville light behind the magnetic snap just to give it a little more oomph to grab onto. Now we got those marked, we're gonna make those slits. We're gonna cut them. And do the same on our Decaville piece. Flip this over. Add our magnetic snap. Add our little Decaville light. Beefy piece. And where'd my washer go? Here it is. Flatten that out. And then I just used another piece of the wider 1/2-inch double-sided tape to the back of it and leave the paper on. That just prevents the snap from wearing out your fabric. Now we're going to take both pieces, right sides together. I like to match up the centers. And then we're gonna clip all around. And we're gonna sew this whole piece at a 1/4-inch seam allowance. And throw your clips, that's very important. All right, and go back to a 3.5. Since I'm using waterproof canvas, I'm gonna use a 3.5 stitch length. For vinyl, I usually use a 4. We're gonna go all the way around. Back stitching at the beginning and the end. We're not gonna sew this top piece though. Don't sew the top piece, we need to turn that through. And just go slow around the curves. It's not a race, even though I like to sometimes pretend it is. And if you ever have to reposition, always make sure your needle's down. Again, make sure to throw your clips. It's a very important step of the process. Alrighty. Alright, now that we got that done, we're going to take our pinking shears. If you don't have pinking shears, you can just use regular scissors and cut some triangles into the corner to these curves. My pinking shears are not the greatest, but they get the job done. See, doesn't wanna work with me. You could just do the curves. I tend to just do most of it. I forgot to do this side. Yes, if you hear kids starting to come into the house, door opening, I apologize for that. My son has a friend over. They're playing football outside. All right. Now we're going to flip this guy right side out. Mine is a little difficult because I do have Decaville light on both the pieces. In the pattern she just calls for using Decaville on the exterior piece, but since this is a lighter weight waterproof canvas, I decided to put it on both. Then you can take your little poking tool, turning tool, whatever your favorite one is, and kind of really get those curves out. And then I like to put some clips on it just to hold it in place. This time we are going to close up that top. There's the door and there's the dog. I am sorry. My tiny dog likes to think that he is the almighty protector of the family, even though he's like 12 pounds. All right, now we're gonna top stitch all around and around this top. I'm gonna use a 4.5 stitch length. And I think I'm gonna start over here so that the back stitch will be hidden when we sew it to the back. Again, goes nice and slow around the curves. I do like to hand crank because even though I've had this machine since like September, I still need to learn how to fully control it. Because if I just go for it, sometimes it's like a NASCAR race and I just go way off track. Make sure when you get down here, you're gonna feel your snap. Make sure that your foot is not gonna hit it. You might need to switch out to a zipper foot if you're using a bigger snap, and that is okay. Mine worked though. That was a little off. That's right. Alright. Now if you're using material that you can press, like me, I'm gonna go to the iron really quick and give this a nice press. You can go ahead and press that. If you're using vinyl though, don't press it. Don't press it without a pressing cloth, or press it from the back, which you really can't unless you're using cotton or waterproof on the back. So BRB. Okay, now that we have it all nice and pressed, I forgot to mention if you do press this flap, not to iron over where your snap is, you won't like the end result. Trust me, ask me how I know. All right, so we're gonna put that flap to the side for just a minute. Now we're gonna grab our slip pocket pieces. You should have an exterior. Again, this is waterproof canvas from Backside of Water. That goes with the Marie line. And you're gonna have a lining. So again, on the exterior, not the lining this time. On the exterior, we are going to measure down 2 5/8 from the center. 2 5/8 is right there. And mark a dot for our snap. And now we're gonna grab the female portion, the Amy, and do the same like we did before. Mark our slits, and then just like I did on the other one, have an extra piece of Deck of the Light. You totally don't need to do that. I just like it for a little more strength. And then slit our holes, and we're gonna install our magnet. And if you're wondering why, like, I'm holding it to my table while I'm slitting with this thing, it's because the very first time that I used it, I didn't do that and I sliced my finger open, so don't do that. It wasn't fun. All right, this is gonna go on the outside. Push the magnet in. Put our Deck of the Light. And our washer, don't forget your washer. Again, ask me how I knew. When you finish the bag and you realize that you have an extra washer laying around, you kind of have a little panic attack. All right, and then again, I'm gonna put a little piece of double-sided tape over that magnet to prevent it from wearing. Okay, now we're going to take the two slip pocket pieces, put them right sides together. Again, I marked the tops and bottoms. We're just going to mark, or we're just going to match up the tops all the way across. I like to put it on the end of where I start. Okay, back down to a 3.5. Sometimes my machine likes to make me get a workout when I change my stitch lengths. All right, still doing a 1/4 inch seam allowance. The whole pattern is a 1/4 inch except for the final construction. And we're gonna sew across just the top. Just the top at a 1/4 inch. Oh, that kind of slipped. Let's get that back to where it belongs. There you go. All right. And we're going to press those away from each other. I just finger press this part. And bring them wrong sides together. Make sure that the edges on the bottom match up. I like to just put a clip there to hold them together. It's okay if it's a little off too, because it'll be, we have a bigger seam allowance when we're putting this together, so it'll get hidden. That's why I love bag making. There's so much room for error, usually. All right, now we're gonna top stitch this top edge at 1/8 of an inch. Again, I'm back to my top stitch length, 4.5. And I am going to back stitch. Oh, I take that back. We're not just going across the top. We're going to go around the whole pocket. Excuse me. Whole pocket, connect them both. Again, just at 1/8. Sometimes my fabric likes to sneak into the party where it don't belong, or run away from the party. Kind of like what happens when you're 37 and it's past 10 o'clock. You run away from that party. Gotta go to bed. All right. Okie doke. So this part kind of slipped, but it's all right. It's okay. All right, we're gonna put that to the side just for a second. We're gonna grab our flap again and one of our exterior pieces. So my exterior, I put Decaville Light and I put foam, and I did that for my gusset too. Just because this waterproof canvas is thinner, it's great for domestic machines, I can tell you that, but it seems to be doing pretty good on my industrial too. All right, we're gonna match up the centers of the flap and the centers of our main, and attach those guys. Should I do this first, or should we add this? Let's do the slip pocket first, because the flap's gonna get in the way. All right, so we're gonna take our slip pocket instead that we have the female portion on. We're gonna match the center marks. You see that? The center marks on both. And just match up all the raw edges. And then we're gonna baste. We're gonna baste along this bottom pocket piece. All right, so let's go to basting length, which is usually my top stitch length, but for this one, I'm gonna do a 5. For basting, I usually don't back stitch. gonna see how this foam works out. I've never made an itty bitty with foam, so we'll see. We'll learn together if it works or not, or if it turns out okay. All right, so now our pocket is attached. Where's my other string? I'm very OCD about cutting the strings off. I don't like it. I don't like having to work around them. So we have a full functional slip pocket. Yay. Now we're gonna do that flap. We're gonna add, we can snap the snaps together so they stay nice and put, and match up those center markings. All the way across. The top raw edges matched up. Look at how cute. We're gonna base that that flap on. This I do kind of backstitch with, just so it really grabs onto it. Whoop. All right, so now that's attached. Front with a slip pocket. Cool beans. Let's move on. Okay, let's do our zipper panel now. You're gonna have 2 exterior, 2 lining, and a piece of zipper tape. I like my zipper tape longer because I don't put on the pulls until after. I'm gonna use these cute little mini pulls. These are from Zorel. So I like to put a strip of 1/8 inch double-sided tape on each strip. It's just, a lot of people use just clips for their zipper tape, but I find that my zipper tape likes to also pretend that it's in NASCAR sometimes and likes to go awry. This just helps keep it all together. So every piece. All right, and we're gonna take only 2 right now, a front and a lining. And we're gonna peel the tape off an exterior. And we're gonna put our zipper teeth right side down on top of the exterior. I have some overhang on both sides of my zipper tape. You can try to get the same amount, but it never works for me. Mine always come out a little wonky. And that, again, is okay. And now we're gonna make a zipper sandwich with our lining. And as we do that, we're gonna make sure that the exterior pieces match up with our lining pieces. So you don't want your lining like all the way up here and your exterior is down there. That's no bueno. All right, and same with the bottom. Mine, if you can tell, my lining is a little bit longer, but that's okay. All right. And now we're gonna sew that. And there's Alexa, because she likes to interrupt. All right, we're gonna sew down where we double stuck it. Add a 1/4 inch back stitch at the beginning and the end. Mine is wanting to shift. We'll just smooth it out. Sorry if it's like shaking. I'm learning this whole process with you all, so if you see something wrong, let me know so I can fix it for next time. Hi, I'm new here. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. And now we're gonna flip those wrong sides together. And again, this is another thing I get super OCD about. Some people just like hold it in and sew, and it comes out perfect. And I am not like that. It never works out for me. So I make sure that my lining pieces are pushed up so I don't get stuck in the zipper when operating the bag, and clip down that whole length. Again, a lot of people are gonna probably watch this and be like, oh my God, you're wasting so much time. Yes, I am. But it works for me. It makes me feel comfortable. And I am definitely not trying to go out in my comfort zone making a bag, because I know it works for me. All right, and again, the zipper panels I didn't put foam on, so we'll see if those become a little too floppy. All right, now we're gonna sew, or top stitch at 1/8 of an inch all down the zipper side and around this whole panel. Make it all one. They all wanna be friends. And when I do this, I like to start on this end so I can backstitch and it'll be hidden in the seam. You won't see my backstitching. And again, you can see my lining is a little longer, but that is okay. Longer is always better than shorter, because you don't want to make this panel shorter than what it's written for, or the whole bag is not going to fit together. Okay, one side completed. Oh, let go. There we go. All right, we're gonna repeat that for the opposite side of the zipper. You know the deal. You know what to do. We're gonna make sure that when we do this, our panels, our exterior panels, line up with the one that we just attached. So see how they line up nice and purty? That's what we want. All right, line this up. And we're gonna make a nice little sandwich on this side too. Again, making sure that our exterior and lining panels match up. We don't need any wonky donkeys here. Is that only a Montana book? My sister-in-law gave it to the kids. It's called The Wonky Donkey. It's really cute. All right, same thing. Back to our 3.5 stitch length and stitch on down the road. I don't know why this waterproof canvas is just from Fabric Wholesale Direct. I get a lot of my WPC from there. It's like wanting to dance. You're not allowed to dance. This is Footloose. All right. Get those threads out the way. I totally envy people who can keep working when the threads are just there. All right, push them away and together. See this? I don't know. Maybe this was like a bad batch of waterproof canvas or something, because it's wanting to do its own thing. Or maybe it just knows that this is my first YouTube video and wants to make it harder on me. Okay. Okay. By the way, who else like loves the little glitter rainbow clips from Lauren Mormino? I need to get more. All right, and top stitch. We're gonna do the same thing, starting on the side with the back stitch. And down. Up and down and all around. Here we go, kids. Sorry guys, I talk a lot of random stuff when I'm sewing. I also ask questions and I answer myself. I'm pretty sure that's just all of us, right? Alright, look at that, our zipper panel is complete. And you don't throw your clips on the floor, make sure you throw your thread all over the floor too. Okay, so since my zipper is a lot longer, I'm going to trim this lining out of the way so when I sew these together we can see what we're doing. You don't need to. Again, that's just, let's make it complicated. Since this zipper tape is longer, I'm going to trim it down just a touch. And if ever you trim your zippers, be sure to light up those edges so the zipper don't fray. Alright, now make sure to add your zipper pulls. You don't want to do this whole process and realize that, hey, guess what? I forgot my gosh darn zipper pulls. We've all been there. All right. And other side. Come on, get lined up for me. Maybe. Nope. Try again. How many people have zipper jigs? I've never used one. I usually have pretty good luck with zippers, but sometimes not. Okay. So we got that. Let's get our connectors. I can find where the connectors went. There's one. There's two. We are going to put the connectors attached in the middle of the zipper, but we're going to have them overhang about 3/8 of an inch, like so. Make sure they're pointed in towards the zipper and not out, because that would be sad and it would not work. You could measure 3/8, but I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it. Eyeball it to the other one, make sure that they're kind of playing the same game here. Now we're gonna baste, whoops, sorry. We're gonna baste both of those on at 1/8 of an inch to keep those in place. And I am gonna leave my zipper tape, whoops, overhanging as it is, just because I kind of like it when it gets caught in the seam. It gives it, it makes sure that it's not gonna go anywhere or fray or slip out, because it can happen. Okay, zipper panel and connectors, all done, yay, next part. Okay, now we're going to attach our gusset to our zipper panel. You're gonna have the gusset exterior, again mine has Decaphyl light and foam, and a lining piece. So we're gonna take our exterior and match it up with the exterior of our zipper panel. As you can see, my zipper panel is slightly, whoops, sorry, no you can't see because I'm holding it out of frame. It's a little longer, and that's okay because this goes on an angle. But if that ever happens, like where your gusset and your zipper panel don't match up, just match them up in the middle and then sew them together, and then kind of trim down what's overhanging. Trust me, it will fit. You don't need to fret. All right, so we're going to attach the exterior. We're just gonna base this for right now. And make sure it's right side to right side. Based. Depending on your material, you might need a hump jumper to get over your connectors. And now we're going to take our lining and match that up, lining right side to lining right side, and I match it up with the exterior one. Even though this this zipper panel lining is a little shorter, it's okay. I'm going to match it up with the exterior. And now we're going to sew that together at 1/4 inch, yeah? Yep, 1/4 inch. So, it's a baby. I didn't do 1/4 inch. I'm gonna go back over it. Oh, it's just where my foot was. That's not right. But at least it's not bigger. Okay. 1/4 inch is here. Make sure your zipper pulls and your D-ring or triangle ring is out of the way. You don't want to sew over that. It will scare the bejesus out of you. Now we're at 1/4 inch. Seriously, if you guys are watching this and you see some wonky or you can't see at all, or if I'm doing something weird, please let me know so I can fix it. Like I said, we are learning this. Well, I'm learning this. And we're going to flip both the pieces wrong side to wrong side of the gusset, and we're going to top stitch that seam we just sewed. Alright, I'm going to top stitch length. Okay, cool. One side is attached. I don't know where my little stitches are a little shorter right there, but that's cool. All right, now we'll repeat that on this side. Baste the exterior to exterior. Oh, look at that, I found a staple. Ding! It's just like glitter. Gets everywhere. We've been finding them for years. Alright, and bring the lining up and match up to the exterior pieces and sew at a quarter, and then we're going to flip and top stitch. Make sure you're at a 1/4 inch in. Cool, let's go. Alright, that was a trick shot. Alright, flip this all out, and we're going to top stitch on this side. I'm going to put a couple clips here, just to keep it. And we're not going to flip it out. We're going to keep it like this. Okay. Top stitch across this, and then our gusset will almost be done. We just gotta do one more step. Come on, give me it back. Okay, now we're going to put both the lining and the exterior gussets together, and we're going to sew them as one. Come on, move up in your place. I'm so sorry, guys. My son has friends over. And do the same on this side. Hold please, let me go tell the boys to be quiet, thanks. Okay, I'm back, sorry about that. Kind of felt like that scene in Step Brothers, where it's like, power tools? No, this is my toothbrush. You're being so loud. Okay, sorry. Okay, so we're gonna sew around this whole thing, the whole gusset. Just baste the two pieces together. Make them one. One side done. And other side. Here we go, one more time. Okay, gusset is finito. No, I take that back. We're gonna find our centers really quick. So you're matching up your gusset sides where they attach. If I can see anything, that would be great. Match up where they attach. I place a clip on both sides. So they don't move. And then we're going to move our zipper pulls off of the way so we can get to the top here. Pull them together. Find the centers. Both sides of the top and the bottom. Make tiny little clips. Like happy little trees. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Can you guys hear them? They're normally playing video games. They probably know, oh, your mom's filming. Let's be out there today. Okay, gusset completed. Mid marks found. Cool. All right, we're almost there, guys. I'm sorry, I probably just bounced you. We're almost there. Yep. Okay, so this bag calls for card slots inside and a zipper pocket. I'm not doing that. We're going just simple route today. We're going just for a cute bag that's quick to make, touches on kind of everything, and calling it good. So we're gonna take both the front and back. I already put my logo. I'm doing it on the back since I have this cute panel on the front. In the pattern, she puts her bag tag on the flat, which would be really cute. And then I got my 2 lining pieces. You can tell my lining pieces are not cut out to size, and that is okay because we're gonna make these one. So I'm just gonna clip them together, and we're gonna sew around the whole piece. Why did I only grab one? Come on. All right, that piece is gonna be together, and then our front with this piece. Clip it. And baste these guys together. And then since this is bigger, I'm gonna just trim it down to the size of the exterior. Just save some time while cutting. Okay. You could add, if you go this whole simplistic route, you could add like a cute little tag from Heartwood and Hide on the back there. That would be really cute before you attach these together. I don't really have one that I could put on that would kind of go with our theme. Alright, so now we're going to attach these guys. Let's just pull the clip off because that's what we do. Now again, depending on your material, you might need a hump jumper to get over that flap to attach these together. And possibly your pocket. All right. Now we're going to trim it down. If you already cut your pieces to size, you obviously don't need to do this part. Okay, next. Obviously my scissors need to be sharpened because I'm having some difficulties. Okay. All right. Okay, after my phone so rudely cut me off, we're back. We got our front and back all together with the lining, and I did add a little tag for my sewing blurbs. Oh, hi. I think you're amazing. All right, now we're gonna put it all together. So we found our centers. Make sure all your centers are marked. And I like to unzip my zipper. It just makes it go a lot easier. I'm gonna start with the front. This bag is finished with binding. Don't be afraid. I'm gonna show you a pretty, oh look at that, clip's broken. An easy way, well, it's got a couple extra steps, but it's from the Rosy Sling from Knotted Threads. It's the same method that she uses in that, and it just comes out so nice. And I use waterproof canvas binding, so it comes out nice. All right, I put 3 clips at the top and bottom. Oh boy, this foam might give a little issue when it comes to putting this together. The foam with Decaville is making it real heavy. Okay, so I got the front, or the top and the bottom clipped, and then we're just gonna go around and ease it in. If you need to, you can make some snips into your gusset. Make the snips into your gusset, not your main panels, because that's not gonna, those are already curved. It's not gonna help. All right, we're gonna clip all the way around. Okay, we got the whole gusset clipped to the front. I did make little snips in the gusset. Make sure if you make the snips, don't go into your seam allowance, which when we do the final construction, it's gonna be 3/8, so don't go more than that. All right, we're gonna baste this, and I don't have any hemostats, but I have some of these little pliers that I use for the corners to kind of pull them where they're supposed to be, because it's already not wanting to cooperate. I tell you, I don't know if this foam was a good idea with the Decaville, but too late now. We're going with it. You can also add some staples within the seam allowance. All right, let's pull this guy, see if I can get it under there. Oop, don't rip your fabric. Hold. All right, let's try this again. All right, I'm holding the fabric there. It's gonna probably shift a little bit, but that's okay if it goes just as tiny. And then again, when you get to those curves, flatten it out. Make sure you're not making any pleats. Even though this is the basting, it'll be fine. All right, let's pull this guy where it's supposed to be. Make sure when you're getting around to where your zipper placket is, that your zipper pulls haven't joined the game, because they are not invited to this party. I do really like this waterproof canvas from Backside of Water. I believe it's the pre-order, opens on the 15th. And they have like half-price panels too, which is really cool. If you use a code, if you join their group, it says the code in it. I don't remember offhand. Whoops. Almost there. Oh, and I just pulled that whole section off. So we're gonna try and manipulate this. Ooh, boy. Let me tell ya. Next time, not leaving the Decaville light in the phone. Alright, I think I got it mostly on track. Some of it's gonna slip. I'm gonna lose this battle. But that's how it goes sometimes. And I'm here to show you that it's not all gonna turn out perfect, but in the end, it'll be cute. Perfection is overrated. Okay. Alright, clean up our clips. Nope, I just gotta move them. Okay, so now we're gonna go in and I'm gonna clean up any discrepancies that kind of slipped here. I'm just gonna follow the curve. That's where staples really come in handy, but I've never had to really use it on this bag, or use staples on this bag, because it is kind of small and the curves aren't super severe, but I think it was just my choice of interfacing that made it a little harder. Okay, so now that we got that basted on, we're gonna bind that side. So I've got a long piece of waterproof canvas. And we're going to, I like to start on the top, because when you open your bag, the top is it's a little more hidden. You don't see that beginning part. So I'm gonna put right side to the right side of our lining. And I'm not gonna clip it the whole way around. I don't have any of the cool adhesive binding that Fabric Therapy has, but I have used it and it's pretty awesome. So I only put 2 clips there, and then we're gonna go at our full seam allowance, and when I get up to the corners, I'm gonna make some snips no farther than 3/8 of an inch and tack it down all the way around. Go back to our construction stitch length and 3/8. So where are my scissors? Let's keep the scissors handy. Now I'm kind of coming up to that curve, so I'm just going to go under the machine a little bit and make some snips to help the binding spread out. And I'm always making sure that the bottom is flat, that there's no like bubbles, and you're going to be able to feel it. And just guide that waterproof canvas, the binding. This method does take a little bit of practice. I feel all binding takes some practice, but once you get the hang of it, it makes for such a nice bag. It's like the skeleton of a bag. And I do go slow, so sorry if this is gonna be a bit. And if you don't hit exactly your seam allowance, you can always go back. If it's a little too narrow, you can go back and go up to the seam allowance. Now I'm coming up to the bottom curve, same thing, making some snips, no more than 3/8. I feel a bump. If it's just a bump in the binding, it's okay, because you're not gonna really notice that. I don't see many people like opening the bags up and being like, oh, my binding has a bump in it. No, but you will notice it from the outside if your exterior has a bump. Alright, coming up. Flatten out that curve. Every time you have to readjust, make sure your needle's down. I feel my binding slipping. Let's get it back on track. I do make my binding wider than it really needs to be. And then we'll just go back when it's all attached and we'll trim it to make it look cohesive. Alright, again, I'm by my zipper too, so I'm making sure the zipper pulls out of the way. Oh, did I make sure that my needle was down? Nope. Let's find that hole again. I give advice. But do I always take it? No. And then I get mad. All right, we're coming up to where we started. Here's where we started. We're coming up. I'm gonna go like an inch and a half, maybe 2 past. And then I'm gonna take this where it's connecting to the raw edge, and I'm gonna make like a little angle. I'm gonna cut that piece off. And then, still following our normal seam allowance, I'm gonna pull that edge down, make it flush with the raw edges, follow that seam, end it. That will just make it so you don't have like a big edge to your binding that's sticking off that you can see. All right. I think we're looking good. Okay, now we're gonna take this binding. This is gonna be a stiff little bag. That's what she said. And we're gonna flip it out and over, all the way around. Well, actually, before, if you find any discrepancies with your binding, you're gonna wanna cut that off so it's all flush. Mine looks okay. All right, so now we have like, isn't that edge look nice? It looks nice. So now we're gonna go around the whole perimeter and we're gonna tuck it under. So we'll have all this extra that we're gonna trim away at the end. I know it seems like a waste, but it's better to have extra and be able to trim it than to not catch it and have to go over a ton of times. And if you're using vinyl, you risk the perforating your vinyl if you go over it too many times, which you don't want to do. All right, so all the way around. You get to the curves. I'm slightly like tugging on the binding and making it as tight as I can to that seam that we just sewed. While also trying to keep the back as flat as possible too. Sometimes your seams are gonna need some help. Almost there. There's never too many clips that you can use with binding or holding your bag together. Okay, so we have the whole binding, and look at, that's how it's gonna look like when we sew it down. And it's gonna look so nice and neat. All right, now we're gonna sew right along this edge, 1/8 of an inch in from this edge. And I'm gonna start like right where I started here. And hopefully my clips don't go flying like they like to do. Back stitch at the beginning. Again, making sure to keep it flat. Uh-oh, I hear a clip on the brink of breakage. Hopefully it's not a sparkly clip. Let it be an Amazon one. Okay, flattening out that area. This top stitching part is a lot easier than trying to get the binding on because everything's already in place. Flatten. We got Sorry, it's gonna get loud here in a second. The boys are coming down. All right, we got the last side all clipped together. We're gonna do the same thing. Baste. Oh boy, she's a big girl. Baste first, and then binding. I like this method of binding too because if you're using vinyl and you're using a domestic machine, it gives you those extra stitch lines which are not going to let your stitches pull and see. Ugh, squish that girl together and pull her back out. Much as we can. I love how I chose like a simple bag to do for my first video, and then I just interface the crap out of it. Make it 10 times harder. Story of my life. We can do it. This second side is always a little more tough because you got the whole bag you need to maneuver with the binding, which is, like I said before, it creates more structure, it makes it more firm, which in turn makes it a little harder to handle. But we can do it if we go slow. Oh, I love the straightaways. Okay. Now, clean up any discrepancies. Again, the curves kind of got me. If I ever do this again, I will definitely use staples. Staples for curves. Mwah! Chef's kiss. They help so much. Okay. Looking good. Cool. Binding time. Same deal as before. Last strip of binding. We're almost there, guys. We almost did it. Almost. All right, a couple clips. Couple clips amongst my millions that I have sitting here. All right, 3/8 of an inch. Let's go. In to where the curves are coming. Push down, make sure your zipper pulls are not playing this time. I guess you could, if you're not comfortable with like maneuvering the binding as you're going, like how I'm doing, you could clip it all on first, snip into those curves, and then sew it on. I don't see why you couldn't do that. Coming up to the curve. Make it flat. Ooh! She's sturdy, that's for sure. Sturdy girl. We're almost there. We're almost there. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. Get out of my way so I can see what I'm doing. You could also use regular bias tape too. I'm not a huge fan of regular bias tape, but what am I getting stuck on? But whatever makes you happy, use it. Or whatever you have on hand, use it. You can also make your own bias tape. I think I did that once. Almost, I can taste it. I usually get to the part like right before binding, and I'm like, now's a good time for a lunch break. Oh, sorry, I just rocked. Just rocked the camera. Don't rock the boat, baby. A thick part. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. You're doing great. We're coming up to almost our edge that we started at. So I'm going to just trim this down a little bit. Make sure you, when you're trimming, you don't snip your zipper because that would stink. And then make a little angled piece to hold it down. Keep going, 3, and pull the angled piece down. Also to the 3/8, and you're done. We almost did it. All right, go around and check for any discrepancies. Right there, I got a little overhang, and that's okay. And on the other side. And we're gonna just pull it out. Pull it out, flip it. clip it and top stitch. And then we get to see this purdy bag all done. See a little, you see I got teeny tiny pucker. I don't think you're gonna be able to notice it though. I'm good with it. All right, clip all around. Make sure you're tugging on that waterproof canvas binding or whatever binding you're using. Pulling it nice and tight, you should be able to feel it butt up right to the seam. There we go. Whoops. Scared the crap out of me. All right, all clipped around. Let's top stitch. Top stitch it down. Again, starting at where I started, right up against that folded edge at 1/8 of an inch. Come on. Almost there. Is that almost there? All right, we did it. You did it, guys. You did it. Now we just gotta trim it. Trim it down. If you put a tag in like I did over here, we need to make sure that we don't cut the tag off, because that would be sad. Oops, sorry. Head gotcha. Huh. coming up to my tag. I'm gonna just lift up my binding, make sure it stays there. Oh, honey. Again, I'm gonna go around with my lighter real quick if I see any loosey-gooseys. Being aware of that tag. I'm gonna get those threads there too. All right. Work out your hand muscles for the turning. You would think it wouldn't be that bad because it's a small bag, but depending on your interfacing, if you're an idiot like me, no, I'm not gonna say that because I think I'm gonna like how the interfacing holds up. It just made it a little more difficult and to turn out. Sorry, using my chest again, guys. Hang on. Leverage. Come on, girl. Sometimes giving actual birth is easy than birthing a bag. Or easier, I should say. All right, I see one little thread. Let's get it. Maybe not. Flip out those zipper panels. Push out everywhere. All the curves. And that zipper panel. Look at how cute she is. And since I'm using this waterproof canvas, I am gonna hit it with the iron after. You can go around and clean up any loose threads that you have. And then I already made my bag strap before. So you can just clip this on. And you're done. Yay! I don't know if you can see our tag in there. Oh, hi. I'll pull off my protector from my tag tube. All right. That is it, my friends. Thank you for sewing with me. If you sewed, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'm just getting started. Help me out. If you want to, I would appreciate a sub to the channel too. I'll be doing more things like this and hopefully getting better at it. Let me know what I can do better, what you liked, what you didn't like. Let me know and I will try and improve. All right, I'll see you next time.